Is it actually possible to accelerate learning? This is a controversial question that has sparked the interest of many researchers, along with parents who want to raise academically advanced or gifted children. Many early learning or brain development acceleration programs have emerged recently, claiming to be successful in speeding up brain development in babies and young children, and even enhancing cognitive function. But do these programs actually work? The several links provided to complete this assignment offer different evidence to support both sides of this controversy. The first link provided was an article titled, "Baby Einstein's Not So Smart After All." This article from Time magazine, published in 2007, claims that Baby Einstein DVDs, which are just one of the many early learning programs advertised to parents, do more harm than good. Research on Baby Einstein DVDs and brain development show that the products could delay language development in toddlers. The researchers Frederick Zimmerman and Dr. Dimitri Christakis led a study on the effectiveness of Baby Einstein DVDs and concluded that with every hour per day spent watching Baby Einstein DVDs, infants learned 6 to 8 fewer words than the babies who never watched the videos. They found that the more videos the infant watched, the less words they knew later in life. According to their studies, Zimmerman and Christakis believe that Baby Einstein DVDs could set back language development in children. The research on Baby Einstein DVDs suggests that no child under 2 years old should watch any TV at all, and that they should engage in face-to-face interaction to learn. Next, I explored the Your Baby Can Read website, and this website offered a wide range of products, including language learning kits and reading, math, music, and logic kits to help stimulate learning in infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. The man behind Your Baby Can Read is Dr. Robert Titzer. A father himself, he claims to have discovered a scientific approach to learning acceleration. His goal is to incorporate learning into playtime so that parents can develop close bonds with their children while experiencing the joys of early learning. He founded a multi-sensory learning methodology used by millions of babies and parents from every continent. This methodology was designed to teach language skills in a way that is similar to the way that children learn about toys. Your Baby Can Read uses TV as a multi-sensory educational tool and teaches parents when and how to appropriately use TV. Dr. Titzer stresses the importance of stimulating learning in infants using his program because babies' brains are developing much more rapidly than adult brains are. Brainetics is another learning acceleration product created by Mike Beister. As I was scrolling through this website, I saw several different products, including DVDs and brain games that read "Supercharge Your Brain." There was a blog section on the website, so I clicked to find out more about the products, and I found articles about Mike Beister. And then I learned that he is a self-taught genius who won the reality show Superhuman for his ability to do fast math. I also read an article about Beister's relationship with his son and how important it is to him. However, I unfortunately didn't see much scientific research on the Brainetics website to support the success of these products. I didn't even really see any statistics about how the products have been successful for people who have used them. It just seemed like a lot of self-promotion from Mike Beister and his assistant, who was writing all of the articles about him. So it did not have a lot of credibility to me. Lastly, I viewed the Superbrain Yoga video. Superbrain Yoga is something that I had never heard of before, whereas all of these other products have sounded familiar to me, and my parents even used Baby Einstein videos with me when I was little. So, according to the video, Superbrain Yoga is an exercise that is intended to pump up cell and neuron activity in the brain by using specific movements that sharpen the mind. Apparently, this exercise has been used with autism and also in Alzheimer's patients and has been found to increase mental energy. By holding on to your left ear, your right brain is activated, and by holding on to your right ear, your left brain is activated. And so many individuals who claimed to have done this exercise have seen positive effects from doing the Super Brain Yoga. Included in those who claim to have benefited from Super Brain Yoga is a 7-year-old student who was diagnosed with dyslexia and as being emotionally disturbed by his teachers. After using Super Brain Yoga consistently, his teacher said he was able to return to the classroom with no aid and was performing at the top of his class in reading and in every other subject. Super Brain Yoga has also shown to help with outbursts in children who have trouble controlling their behavior. So, do these programs actually work? Do they create problems for children later in life? Early reading programs and brain exercises to enhance performance have many supposed advantages. Each of the links that I viewed have in some way promoted early reading and language development, claiming that waiting to expose children to reading and language skills until school could hinder their reading ability and hold them back. However, research shows that children aren't allowed to systematically see words until the age of 5, when 90% of their brains are already developed, so early language skills are widely important. According to Dr. Titzer, the more words an 18-month-old knows, the larger their vocabulary will be at age 3, and controlling the early language learning environment can help to enhance later language skills and vocabulary. When used correctly and paired with reading, language learning programs have shown to have a positive effect on reading ability and brain development. However, research on the cons of early reading programs shows that early academic gains in reading skills associated with didactic instruction of preschoolers could have long-term negative effects on achievement. In a study conducted in 1991 by the researchers DeVries, Rees-Learned, and Morgan, they argue that temporary benefits of highly didactic approaches with young children cannot be justified in light of possible negative consequences for social development later on in their school career. Research shows that when reading intervention programs are discontinued, school success declines, which could mean that these programs are setting students up for failure later on in school. However, for lower functioning children and for children who have disabilities, early intervention seems to be beneficial for them. And this might be because the intervention doesn't stop throughout their school career, it keeps going. So personally, I think that as long as a parent reads to their child frequently, they will do just fine, and their brain will develop normally unless they have some sort of learning disability like dyslexia or ADHD or something like that. There is evidence to support that babies are predisposed to acquire a system for universal grammar. This causes me to believe that these acceleration products are not necessary. For example, I am in a linguistics class right now as well, and according to my textbook for that course, children are never taught the rule for question formation. They're never taught how we form questions in English by putting phrases in sentence initial form, such as, "Who did John see Mary with?" In this sentence, the object is being questioned by the preposition with. And children, generally, when they're asking questions, they'll make mistakes with the order of words, such as children might say, "where the dog is," instead of "where is the dog," but they would never say, "who did John see Mary and," instead of "who did John see Mary with." They never make the prepositional error. So we do not teach children the preposition rule for these questions. We don't teach that to them early on in life, but they never ever make that preposition error, showing that there is evidence to support universal grammar. So, seeing as how babies are predisposed to learn language, I do not think that accelerating learning is possible. I think that our brains are pre-designed to acquire certain skills at certain times throughout our development, and that is with or without intervention, and that if the normal brain development process is hindered too much, the outcomes can't be positive. I think that too much intervention can cause these natural processes that we are already designed to have in our brain to slow down, to be hindered. Therefore, I don't think that learning acceleration or early learning intervention is necessary. I think that the only necessary thing is really reading to your kids consistently and making sure that you are maintaining face-to-face interaction with them.